want my garden to feel cozy. The thing is, cozy for me looks less like Pinterest outdoor sitting area and more like a shack in a swamp belonging to a woman who may or may not milk horses. Not exactly, of course. I'd quite like to show her a few Marie Kondo videos, and we take fire hazards very seriously here in Britain. Also not terribly keen on crabs, but I am guilty of collecting little trinkets and bringing them into the garden. And I am rather drawn to a mysterious look of kind of pirate hideout in a swamp. And this is how I find myself researching for historical storage jars wrapped in a rope netting. And then I thought, what if garden lanterns? Now, obviously, I cannot put real candles into jars hanging jute rope. That looks less like cozy garden atmosphere and more like unfortunate insurance claim. Luckily, every physical and online garden shop seems to be flooded with solar lanterns, so I found a replacement tops with little flickering flame lights. And from there, the plan became rather obvious. Collect the jars, use the frosting spray to disguise the tragic cheap flickering, put the lights inside, weave the nets around the jars and hang them. Which doesn't sound too jarring. No, I'm keeping this one. Still, I have a feeling that it might be not as straightforward as it sounds. Right then, let's get cracking. Let me show you the solar taps first. Ta-da! They come with these chunky diffusing pads, which quite bulky, but thankfully easy to remove. And actually seeing them made me think about using frosting spray to soften the lights instead. And don't worry, I'm sure I will have a use for them later. Here's my little collection of jars. I removed labels, just simply soaking them in warm water. Sometimes hairdryer helps too, especially when labels decide to have a insecure attachment style. I also made sure that jars are tall enough to fit inside the light strip. Right, time to frost them. I actually bought this spray years ago for exactly the same purpose, diffusing the light from one of my IKEA lamps. Usually it takes a couple of coats, and like with everything in life, thin coats are better and preferably outdoors. You might wonder why I don't decorate my garden the usual way. You know, with plants. That would be lovely if I actually had soil. You see these bricks and concrete slabs? Apparently underneath is an old Victorian stone road of some sort. My neighbors discovered that in a rather unpleasant way. So what I have left are pots, grapevines and decorating ivy with lanterns. And grapes are too precious to disturb. In the end of the summer they produce a pretty decent amount of grapes. I think I was dreaming to have a garden since, I don't know, forever. Not an allotment full of potatoes kind of garden. No, just a garden with flowers, to read a book in, to have friends over. A little refuge really. And I know whatever it is such a luxury. Okay, the spray needs 24 hours to cure properly, so let's see what we can do about attaching the lights. I'm thinking of making holes in the lids, slipping through the strip light and securing everything with hot glue, and that way the lights should be safe and sound, secure inside the jars. What can I do? I think I can use a chisel for that. Voila! You see, I'm not anti-whimsy at all. My garden is a perfect place for playful oddity, odd playfulness, no dusting required. We have a slight changing of plans because, first of all, I totally forgot that I prepared these jars for the project too. So instead there's two small ones. I'm going to use these big ones. And also, I was experimenting with the light, and you see, you kind of can see that it doesn't have one continuous flame. But I saw some people using hot glue to diffuse the light even more, so I did that. It looks more believable. What do you think? Well, at least that is better. Right, frosting should be cured by now, but I want these jars to look believable, like candles had truly lived inside them. And how do we achieve that? Well, let's use a candle. Ooh, yes. Ooh, it's doing something. I sometimes surprise myself. But fortunately, for my lack of self-assurance, I tend to forget what I've made. Let's leave it there. Now I'm going to hide the sides with this rope because my glue gun skills are horrendous. And now for a scary part. This for me, weaving. I watched 2 videos on YouTube how to do that, so I don't feel prepared at all. Let's start with the easiest method possible. So for that, we need to understand kind of approximately, is it enough length? Considering that will be a bit kind of weaved, will be hanged like that. Maybe right, and we need double this length, and I need 3 of those, 3 more. This method is from very lovely German lady, I don't remember the name of the channel, so it will be here. I chose it because that provides security on the bottom that I would like to have. Now we have 4 strands, the same length, right? We find the middle, put it here, and we secure it with the tape. We take our 2 other strands, doing the same, finding the middle. And now we're making a sun. Strand goes over. Then we take the second one and then also goes over the third one. Then third one goes over fifth, and this is going to happen to every strand here. And now we're pulling every strand to tighten it, to tighten basically the knot. It's one big knot. Oh my goodness, I did it! Ah! So, and now we just need to understand where the first knots should be. I don't know. And better to make 2, just for kind of security, that they not will go anywhere. Okay, not ideal, a bit wonky, but I think for the first time it's kind of decent. What do you think? I think it's fine. It's fine like that. Let it be. Let it be. I have no idea what to do with these loose ends, so probably I will make one huge knot and just hang it kind of like this. I don't know. Can I make it for the second time? Well, I have to, apparently. I looked up for boho masters making the nets, and you probably seen some hanging pots, for example, made in a similar way. But for some reason, my brain immediately connected them with pirates. I don't know why. You have to ask it. The brain. The funny thing is, which is not wrong, but not entirely right. Just look at these big boys. Historically, this rope netting wasn't decorative at all. It was to protect the huge, humongous jars, because earthen jars tend to crack very, very easily. And also, can you imagine to carry them like filled with wine or oil? It's very, very, very heavy. So for that, you need friends. Sharing is caring. What is really astonishing for me is that appear in ancient cultures all over the world. But for me, they look piratey enough to become a decoration for my enchanted garden. And I hope my microphone did work, because I'm not ready to talk about that again. We can all agree that I'm not becoming a net weaver anytime soon. At least not without several years of practice. Other than that, I think lanterns turn out adorable. The frosting spray didn't do as good as I hoped it would. You still can see these flashing lights, but I do believe that netting and smoky weathering help to disguise that. And really, that's all what I wanted. A few lanterns, a mysterious garden, one step closer to witch pirate swarm hideout. Did anyone else assume that pirates used things like this? Or was it just me? Cheers! Stop it. Or was it just me? To show her a ah. So now, you see, I don't know what's going on with the sound. I hope everything is alright. Priority. The thing called. And now to the strip light, the light strip.